She embodied Disney's golden age. She was loved worldwide. Yet no story behind that sparkling smile one anticipated. Hayley Mills' indurate perfectionism pressure. A financial disaster that ruined years of work, tumultuous relationships that scarred she carried quietly for decades. But no challenge compared to one movie deeper than everything she survived. Project that forced her to face her real truth life, much more tragic than anyone knew. Hayley Rises Mills. Hayley Mills played various sports as a kid. Roles during her career. But every great performer has a moment. Permanent. A moment. Personal that it alters them. Examine their lives. For Hayley, moment wasn't in the spotlight. Red carpet or fancy awards ceremony. It happened softly during a film that moved her. Her public appearances were rare. Hayley Rose. Vivian Mills was born April 18, 1946, in Marylebone, London. Stepping in quickly an environment without performance, faraway dream, daily reality. Her father, Sir John Mills, was one of the most esteemed British actor, and mother, Mary Hayley Bell, was stories by playwright and novelist made their home creative. The sister, Juliet, became an actress too. So Hayley grew up in an environment with scripts around house, and chatter often veered towards actors, rehearsals, and new ideas ready for art. As Hayley attended Elmhurst Ballet as a child, school, training like that disciplined and structured dancers realized too well. The training gave her elegance, posture, and emotion control, which later leaked into her acting. Even then, she was filled with expectations. Being the daughter of Sir John Mills signified individuals anticipated she would follow the family path before she made her own decisions. Still, life has a driving people to places supposed to be. Hayley was 12 when crime drama Tiger featured her, Bay with her dad. The job came out when most kids were still young, navigating school and friendships. She approached it naturally. Charm startled audiences and critics. Performance earned her the BAFTA for Most Promising Newcomer. This suddenly altered the film that industry regarded her. Suddenly, she not only Sir John Mills' daughter. She was young actress Hayley Mills could stand alone. But winning an prize so early didn't erase her emotional burden. Even so, children were expected to be brilliant because brightness surrounded her. She knew her father's reputation, sensitive of comparisons following her throughout her career, knowing every error would echo more due to the prominence she inherited. She once admitted she felt privileged because fame of her father, but weighted down she felt she had to live up anything she hadn't really achieved yet. Unclear. This opportunity mixed pressure was thrilling and simultaneously terrifying, especially for Kid. Tiger Bay brought her attention of one who would Walt Disney change her life. Disney saw Hayley Mills, anything transcends competence. He saw innocent, charming, and sparkly wonderfully matched the kind characters he intended to destroy and love. He picked her directly. To lead Pollyanna. A decision introduced her to global audience and established the tone her childhood job. Pollyanna weighs in amazing run begins. The performance earned Hayley the prestigious Academy Juvenile Award Golden Globe for Most Promising Newcomer. The film proved she carries a narrative that positioned her as Disney's heart-expanding empire. A year later, she rose to greater fame, played in The Parent Trap twins, Susan and Sharon. Viewers were thrilled by her abilities to combine two distinct personalities to life seamlessly. Film became one of Disney's era-defining films. The studio's golden child was Hayley. Each subsequent Disney film improved her image as wholesome, happy, infinitely optimistic child star. Publicity teams influenced her to become the ideal youth icon. Her crowds loved her. Indeed, people believe she was as sunny in persona as she appeared, and Disney leaned significantly into that view. But controlling public expectations arrived with its obstacles. While the world watched her smile, maturing fast in an unrelated industry making childhood easy, she was balanced fame, family legacy, and pressure to maintain purity, enjoying happiness while discovering her own identity, difficulties. This stress accompanied her in every role, creating emotional weight that became visible over time before anyone discovered her wealth was carrying. Stardom weight. Hayley Mills became renowned that expectations of stardom soon burdened her. Industries saw a smart, innocent girl who could charm an entire film. But despite her age, the public desired the same wide-eyed optimism, same youthful radiance that captivated hearts when she debuted screen. It caused an odd division. Her life, naturally maturing, She formed new ideas and ambitions, seeking independence and understanding what adulthood meant. Yet, she was thrust into the role repeatedly made her famous. Studios favored her stuck in time, as if aging were optional. Such expectations, and she became an adult under pressure, highly complicated roles. Viewers had grown fond of Disney's happy heroine, and many struggled to accept anything that violated that rhythm affected her. When she played a role, departed from innocence, met opposition. Not because of her performances were shallow, but because she fought an image so manufactured, successfully overshadowed everything else she sought to change into. The 1960s were unfortunate. Improved. Her career took off. Hit. Previously successful films box office slowed. Hayley felt this change strongly. It wasn't that she was losing talent. Industry had no idea where to put her anymore. Though no longer a youngster, Hollywood couldn't handle her totally adult. This upset her. A tight space makes it hard to obtain roles that fit her goals. Roy Thomas directed The Family Way in 1967, bolted to shatter that pattern. It portrayed her more mature light and invited viewers to her differently. The movie involved themes that contradicted her Disney persona, provoking debate controversy. Some spectators lauded her courage, while some were uneasy, seeing her grow up territory. This film changed things. Point professionally but emotionally, and forced her to tackle her identity gap becoming and who the world still is believed she should stay. One offered fearless difficulties Hayley faced stereotyped. There's Hollywood quickly defined, but slowly achieved reconsider. Hayley found herself bound by traits that once boosted her career. Scripts made the assumption she should play kind, gentle roles even though her personal growth required deeper stuff. She desired realism the industry resisted giving. She got them. She felt confined in a former self-match her life. Sadly, these pressures seeped into her health. Hayley was a teen when struggled with eating. She later discussed body image. About honestly and care. She described the pressure to stay tiny, young, and Disney perfect affected her choices. In her memoir, she released Forever Young in 2021, recalled this time. As she explained being loved ups and down worldwide amid pressures that few knew. She mentioned fame's pain and joy that showed how success elevated her and fatigued her simultaneously. There are moments of great joy. Yet, emotions were also deeper tiredness that increased annually as she tried to meet expectations encircling her. She has challenges that didn't end in her youth career. Decades later, she encountered another major test when she was diagnosed with 2008 breast cancer. She had surgery and treatment, approaching experience influenced by determination years of public life experience. The diagnosis forced her to rethink priorities and find stability outside her childhood identity. It was a resilient moment, chapter that tried her fortitude quietly brave suffering. Perhaps the most terrible struggle Hayley has struggled with loneliness. Despite adored by many, she spent several years playing written roles for her. Screen roles, in public and her own roles familial expects that building a well-defined self took time reflection. Raised in the spotlight hard to tell where she was where identity ended and performance began. This followed her around throughout adulthood. But problems didn't end. Stop because Hayley has also loved life was chaotic. Past romances have burned her brilliantly, unwound rapidly, and left scars she had for years. Hayley's love life drama. Hayley Mills into adulthood seeking stability, love, and belonging. Though each love attempt felt intenser than before. The fame pressures, desire identity, and constant public scrutiny influenced her choices and her preferred companions. Unfortunately, romance ensued, a journey of love, confusion, and heartbreak. Her most open controversial connection started with British director Roy Bolting. They met 1967, while working on The Family Way, a picture that launched her career mature territory. An established Roy confident industry figure, seasoned and 33 years her senior. Age difference instantly drew not all attention was good. People questioned their relationship, timing, his effect over her career, and whether she was advancing into something much more complex. She realized. Hayley was young, seeking grounding when her career felt unstable. Roy provided seeming stability, comforting. They married in 1971. She appeared to have recovered her calm. But marriage didn't fix problems encircling them as predicted. The industry evolved. Her career slowed, and public scrutiny followed them everywhere. relationship faced pressure from elements that affected her life greatly. When their son Crispian Mills was born, Hayley became a mother in 1973. Devotion. Later, Crispian became the rock band Kula frontman Shaker's creative niche path, like his mother. Yet, even a joy of parenting, fissures in marriage persisted. The two-sided pressure plusage and life experience gap forced them apart. By 1977, their romance ended, leaving Hayley pick up the emotions while dealing with fame and adulthood. Late in life beyond her marriage, she developed a relationship to Lee Lawson. Their collaboration started about 1975, persisted throughout the early 1980s. Their son Jason was born in 1976. Hayley and Lee bonded in a way quieter, away from the heavy spotlight that followed her early partnerships. Their time stretched over time transition in her life, when hoping to regain some sense steadiness and become more grounded version of adulthood. Public documents exist that provide no clear explanation separation, and they retain details private about their separation. What with relationship eventually ended, becoming another chapter formed by similar internal issues. Her years-long struggle. Hayley was still discovering herself outside her Disney Shine family legacy and outside expectations placed on her since childhood. Many methods to romance got caught up in that journey self-discovery. Years later, Hayley found different friendship with American actor Firdaus Bamji. Their relationship started in 1997, continued until her latter years. Together, they experienced fame's jagged edges, public criticism's turmoil, emotional ups and downs of earlier romances. Her Bamji relationship was a calmer chapter, less influenced by chaos and more by mutual respect, understanding, and shared experiences of two persons who spent their lives on display. Love was Hayley sought softness, their insecurity. However, it was full with same instability she had career. Despite everything she sustained in her relationships, wasn't her hardest part. Adulthood. Away from cameras, Hayley financial catastrophe hit her in unexpected force. A disaster that ruined years of work forced her into one of the worst her career turning points, finance crisis. For most, celebrity childhood comes with fame, attention, chances. For Hayley Mills, it also included what? Otherwise, actual money. When she concluded her Disney run, had earned modern equivalent of around $17 million. This was the kind income most young actors could only fantasize about, especially in 1960s. Her films were global hits. She was Disney's top adolescent talent, and every her project seemed to turn into financial success for studio and everyone involved. For her age, money wasn't immediately given to her hands. It was saved and managed that protected for her future, common for child actors then. Everyone expected her to enter adulthood with financial security, something solid to support her as she outgrew childhood responsibilities made her famous. Her parents' trusted advisors and accountants' financial systems meant to secure her earnings. Nothing about it seemed dangerous, especially when the money was accounted for, organized, and appeared wait for her. But the world changed throughout the 1970s, especially the UK. Tax system in nation one of the most intense phases modern history. For the rich, tax rate reached 91%. Itherly a small rise. It was financial earthquake impacted actors, famous artists, and musicians across Britain. A lot of celebs saw substantial income lost. Hayley Mills suddenly became a notable victim of that system. She ultimately gained into her accounts and noticed numbers for herself. Shock was immediate. She explained afterward. Her memoir, Forever Young, anticipated to find her savings worked for throughout her Disney films. Instead, she found that virtually everything was gone. Taxes, fees, mismanagement had drained finances. She imagined riches was waiting at her. She described the moment as realizing her earnings were gone overnight. She wasn't exaggerating. Her supposed finances safety net had practically disappeared. Nothing. This setback was significant. It completely changed her life. Every year she spent making films, working as a child, every global hit linked to her name. Everything suddenly had little practical value. Realizing this was awful. She had spent her youth and teenhood years working non-stop to learn she had little to show for it financially. This wasn't just unsatisfactory and unstable. The scenario made her reconsider everything about her future. She could no longer use past successes assume her financial security anticipated would advance her. She had to return to work, not artistic curiosity, but out due to necessity. Stage work became popular, her first major opportunities back earning. Shows offered regular income. She threw herself into them because she lost the enjoyment of waiting for ideal roles' major film chances. Television work followed. She accepted projects she might have neglected in prior years simply because she needed stability. Her life went from the luxurious world of Disney premieres to a far more heartbreaking reality where every job mattered. She wasn't just fighting to reinvent her career. She was trying to build a foundation that had collapsed unexpectedly. Sadly, this financial insecurity persisted quickly. It lasted decades, influencing her choices, roles she accepted, forcing her to become more cautious than ever anticipated having to be. Even though she worked and her situation stabilized, experience was profound. She learned not how quickly fortune could fade reckless choices, but because circumstances beyond her control. Her Disney earnings loss also attacked her when she was weak her life. She was already navigating challenges of switching from child star to adult actress, dealing with public expectations, and trying to prove her independence outside Disney-like. A financial challenge crisis simultaneously made everything feel heavier. She didn't retreat. She kept working and performing that maintained a theater career, movie and TV across multiple platforms countries. The setback was huge, but she continued her career. It pushed her into a new phase. She trusted resilience over resources and determination over ease. People who knew Disney's cheerful young star saw a different side of her, capable managing difficult, unpredictable chapters persistently instead complaint. Even years later, she discussed when she made it clear that financial hit changed everything. She had to mature quickly and grasp the business side of acting she never had before, and it influenced her approach her work thereafter. But problems continued after that she faced. She worked through financial difficulties and rebuilt career piece by piece, moment anticipated. Single scene, filming encounter, emotional breakthrough that brought her prior weight rushing up. Movie that emotionalized her. Career of Hayley Mills shifted when Walt Disney watched her Tiger Bay performance and became convinced she was talented. It may anchor a studio even at 14. Productivity, so when casting began for a new film titled The Decision wasn't left to Pollyanna or anyone else. She was his choice, confident in her innocence, importance of energy and innate ability needed. Her decision launched her amazing success and shaped the remainder of her career. But it also came at emotional weight she wouldn't comprehend till later. Not long after Disney cast her, the production of Pollyanna commenced. The film, directed by David Swift and shot 1959-1960. It brought a Hollywood veteran cast with Jane Wyman, Carl Malden, Richard Egan. It was enormous for Hayley. Step from acting with her father in British thriller to leading a significant American studio film with actors who had worked there for decades. She was young, but the surroundings around her expected mature professionalism. Their long days on set, dramatic sequences, continual preparation, and attention to studio that put huge expectations of her. Among all scenes Hayley recorded in Pollyanna hospital scene became her moment never forgot. All leading up to the day was pleasant and hopeful. This scene required her to enter much heavier. Pollyanna's accident shifted everything. The tale. Instantly, a 14-year-old girl expressed dread, agony, and uncertainty, felt genuine. Viewers number millions. This was the kind of film-defining moment. Hayley had to find her feelings that I never experienced it. Shen to exhibit fear without losing her composure. Without stepping sadness out of Disney's style, and resilience brought the picture into its finale. Filming that scene put her under stress never said experienced. She later said she realized how crucial the occasion was, and she wouldn't let anyone down. The scene required her to stay long-term focus and vulnerability stretched, and she felt weight every take. Still a kid, she was supposed to deliver mature adult emotional control actress. Finally, the cameras halted. She didn't recover. Typical teenager. Its intensity scene lingered. She left exhausted, carrying emotional strain time after filming, realizing the first time how difficult performances may be. Years later, in her biography Forever Young, she explained why such scenes affected her strongly. She stated that the continual encouragement to smile, hopeful, and forever young on screen off stunted her growth. The need to look and act way didn't disappear when filming ended. Followed her into her personal life, especially during teen years. She spoke freely about struggling with expectations then time, stating maintaining image people desired from her true stress. These were the dismal facts. Hayley Mills endured the world thought she was the happiest. The on-screen hospital scene stayed with Hayley for years because it forced she entered emotional territory never encountered. She wasn't just acting a scripted scene. She was entering a scene that required actual someone still vulnerable learning childhood navigation. She young, responsible for major studio film and system work expecting her to show feelings beyond her years. People later lauded her for carrying heavy material well. However, she said the film needed more from her than expected at time. She also recalled altered roles' emotional weight long after rap filming. At 14, she could follow instructions and deliver performance the director wanted, but she lacked the expertise to pull herself out of the role once cameras stopped. She carried anxiety, she brought the plot home. The production size, seriousness scenes, and the pressure to get everything right created a level of stress she didn't grasp right now. She kept quiet, openly then, although she undoubtedly never forget its difficulty. Even these obstacles made Pollyanna film that defined her early career. Critics lauded her, audiences Disney adored her, and used success to mold her public image years ahead. She appeared everywhere. People linked her to the happy, screen character hopeful. And while the film got her worldwide acknowledgement, also had a deeper meaning for her. Reminded me of the emotional burden she carried age when most kids focused on school, friends, and life, not long filming days. Dramatic situations, considerable leadership pressure made in Hollywood. This blend of success and worry are why she often talked about Pollyanna with pride and prudence. She liked it. Chances the film gave her. She never forgot its difficulty. It represented the best and hardest her early career sections. Open doors, shaped her public image, and placed her in film history, but highlighted child reality stardom. Long hours, heavy expectations, and emotional scenes that left lasting marks quickly. Still decades later, she kept seeing how enormous moment was. Not only did the film launch her career, it established the tone. Globe saw her. Studios treated her approach to work as her age increased. To many fans, Pollyanna is a touching classic. For Hayley, it reminded her of her load before her understanding age meaning of that responsibility. Do what? Consider Hayley's role in Pollyanna? Submit responses here, comment below. If you liked, watch this video and click the upcoming video. Like this, watch our video and subscribe for additional updates.